Welcome to this episode of the podcast, the Growthcast. It is me, Jackson Campbell, again joined with Dallas Pruitt for another Saturday extended cut. Dallas, how are you?
What's up, my man? I'm doing good. Really good. Yeah.
Good, dude. These episodes that you dropped this past week were fire, man. They were so good. Very passionate episodes, and I'm excited to review them today. Today we're going to do
must be my new energy drink, Zoa.
Hey.
Zoa, whatever the hell this is. Good.
Yeah, we're sponsored over here in Maui by them. Not really, but we like to think we are.
We're unofficially sponsored.
Unofficially sponsored. Today we're going to do another weekly review. We're going to review these past 4 episodes that Dallas dropped this past week. Really, really great episodes. So we wanted to make sure that we review them and pull out actionable items. Not that last week's episodes weren't good. They were also good, Dal. I hope you didn't take that the wrong way.
Thank you.
Those were excellent episodes as well. But I think these episodes are something that we really want to hone in and talk more in depth on. So let's dive right in. Before we dive in, if you haven't rated or reviewed the podcast, please go ahead and do that. Like, subscribe. We're on YouTube as well. Over on Tyler's YouTube, over on the Multifamily Mindsets YouTube as well. Subscribe and like there as well. Do you have another announcement?
Yeah, on that note, I wanted to just give a shout out to a few people here. We had a few reviews come in. I just want to read through these. They're kind of fun to read through.
Yeah.
This one was from Tiffany H846. So shout out to whoever that is. It says, I love this podcast. Such a great way to start my day. I love the quick daily drips full of great reminders, as well as the extended cuts and Aloha Fridays. Such a wealth of knowledge in every episode. Thank you for spreading wisdom and positivity to all of us.
So kind. Thank you.
This one was from Jen, and it says exactly what I needed. My team and I actually had our first seller call today. I wished I listened to this beforehand. However, I was proud of our team for preparing as best as we could and stepping out of our comfort zone. I will definitely listen to this again and again and again before our next seller's call. Thank you. May all your endeavors be Ono. So
thank you for whoever sent that. Thank you.
There's a ton in here, man. I just want to start reading through a few of these and just send out a huge hand of gratitude or just a ton of gratitude to those that do rate and review the podcast. It helps us grow. And it's just great to read through the impact that the podcast has on your business and your life. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love that. And to those that share as well, there's been more and more people sharing the podcast via social media. Very grateful for that. That's also going to help us. So please continue to do that. If you're doing that, if you haven't, definitely share something.
Tag us when you do too.
Yeah. Tag us when you do. It's not for you when you share that either. Remember that. Remember when you're sharing these kind of podcasts and we're sharing this kind of stuff, it's not for you, but the potential of somebody that it could help. Right. Absolutely. So just remember that. Just remember that as well. Awesome. All right, Dal, let's dive in here. Monday, the episode was Expected. I love this episode. Go ahead, Dal. I'll let you summarize.
So my take is actually going to be something along the lines of a conversation actually kind of skyrocketed this one for me this past week with my wife. And it's like the fear that creeps in when you think about the future. And hey, who is not there, right? Like who hasn't been there? Where it's just like this crazy world we live in. You read a news story, you have kids and you're looking at them growing up in hard situations, business, you're sitting through some stretch of hard times here, trying to figure out what's coming down the pipeline. And then you conquer that hard thing, whatever it was you were like thinking of it, like you get through it and you're like, oh, phew. And it's like, it's important to have the mentality of, and there's a quote I'll use. It's like behind mountains are more mountains. It's understanding that there is going to be difficult times ahead, period. Not just like sometimes and not like during a time and then it'll be good. Like literally forever, it's going to continue to be hard because you've signed up now to be your best. You've signed up to accomplish goals. And that means that there's going to be a lot of obstacles that surmount against you all the time. And if you can just go into every day with the perspective of expecting it to be that way and anticipating problems, you get better at the vision you have in seeing what it is you can be doing
at forecasting those
Yes.
problems too, so you can stop them before they get there. 100%.
Yes,
100%, dude. I think what this episode taught me for the most part was to be proactive, right? Be proactive in all aspects of your life, not just certain things, but expect difficulties to come up. There's going to be a Aloha Friday episode that comes out here in a couple of weeks that we talk a little bit in depth more about being proactive and the importance of it, because difficulties are going to show up. It's what are you doing now to prepare yourself for those difficulties that are going to pop up?
Yeah.
Are you doing the things necessary so when problems do pop up, you're ready for those problems that you didn't see, that you didn't expect? So expect it. Expect those things to happen.
Was a step.
Have that one more thing. Sorry, Dal. Have that expectation of a difficulty popping up drive you to be better to forecast, to be able to solve it, not to hide away from the problem or try to put it under the carpet or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, use that expectation of a difficulty coming to drive you to attack it.
It's almost like you're using that fear as fuel instead of letting that fear like drain your tank. It's like, use it. Fear is a good tactic. It can be in that sense, like you don't want to fail. You don't want to not be prepared for a hard situation. That's scary to think that. So allow that thought to help you. Allow that thought to propel you to taking better action in anticipation of something super difficult. I gave a step-by-step process. I think it's worth probably noting as we close it out is, step one with this type of stuff is with the future. Once you've decided to go after something worthwhile, expect adversity, anticipate adversity, anticipate it, and act within the confines of a solution-based mentality. We talk so often about solution-based mentality, right? And then step two after that is to expect to conquer whatever that adversity is that you've drafted up in your mind, the things that you think could come about. Envision yourself conquering all those things. I think that's a step that people skip over. Expect yourself to conquer it all, which leads to the last step, which is, adopt the mentality that you're going to become stronger and stronger and better because of all of it. So, yeah.
No, great, fantastic episode. Again, problems are going to pop up. Envision yourself conquering those problems. I love it, man. I want to say ditto to everything that Dallas just said. And some actionables there is do a little self-inventory. What are you doing now to prepare for problems that are going to pop up that you don't see coming? What are you doing now in your daily actions and your daily rituals, your daily routines that are going to help you be ready for those unexpected issues? Yep. Awesome. Let's move on to episode from Tuesday, habits to increase happiness. A great episode. This was a very timely episode for me. I needed this one. I was actually not feeling very well Monday and Tuesday. I was pretty sick. And this episode kind of helped me pull me out of that sickness, that sadness, that like getting after yourself or like being a little bit down on yourself for being sick. So no doubt I'll let you recap here and then I'll share a little bit more.
I actually saw a couple reposts from listeners where the quote that was taken from it was, a happy you is a more productive you. And it is true. A happy you is going to do more, is going to do better. You're not always going to be happy, but there are some things that we can do to stay in that sweet spot more often and cultivate happiness every day. Right. And so these series of habits, if you will, looked like treat yourself with kindness when things don't go perfect, when you make a mistake, making sure that you're treating yourself kindly, not getting caught in a trap of beating yourself up. The other one, number two, habit two, was get enough rest. I think sleep is completely underrated in the growth process. And as far as happiness, I don't love this idea that trickles into some people where it's like, if you stay up till 3:00, that's a testament to your level of buy-in to accomplishing something, like, or you're not taking care of yourself. Like, you're wearing this badge of honor of like, well, I never sleep because I just work all the time.
Yeah.
Like, well, good luck being happy.
Yeah.
And also, like, what really are you gaining by doing that? And sleep is underrated, dude. We gotta rest. We got to rest. We got to treat our, you have to. And then habit 3, choose a growth mindset. You know, I think it's worth going through. Is like, this is like the root of what we talk about all the time. When an obstacle pops up, embrace it. When setbacks happen, choose to learn and be grateful. When others succeed, celebrate with them. When you feel like not giving your best, remind yourself that effort is king and get back on track. And when you receive constructive criticism, allow that criticism, that feedback to sink in and use it. Don't push it away. That's a habit of a happy person. And that's worth re-listening to, because literally those roots are the roots of the right type of mentality.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
And then
go ahead. Sorry.
You're good. And then 4, focus on the controllables. Don't waste time and energy on the things that are outside of your scope of impact. Habit 5 was express gratitude for the blessings in your life regularly. And then 6, practice good decision-making. And that, you know, involves becoming more and more conscious of the choices that are yours to make, and follow through with the right choices that align with your, you know, quote unquote, so-called priorities. So those are crucial keys to happiness, man. Those habits right there. It's like literally like looking on at your life and saying, okay, are those habits that I have? Do I do those things? And if you don't, make an adjustment, you know, and when you get off track and some other bad habits start to be cultivated, stop them and put some safeguards in place, increase your self-awareness and fix it.
No, man, I totally agree. Man, it's such a great episode. If you, like Dallas said, if you didn't get a chance to listen to that one, definitely go back and listen to it. Dal, there was something you said at the beginning of that episode that literally has been fried in my mind since you said it. And you said something along the lines of the growth process is hard, and sometimes hard isn't always fun. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that hard can't be happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just because things are hard, just because things are difficult doesn't mean that you can't be happy in those moments. That's okay. Like when things are hard, that's a good indication that you're growing. It's a good indicator that you're moving in the right direction, but you should be happy about when things are hard. So that's just something that really stuck out to me, is like when things are hard, don't get down on yourself. Don't get frustrated about the situation. Don't get mad about why something might not be working out the way you envisioned it or the way you thought it would. Think of it as an opportunity to even grow even more and really hone in on the mindset of being happy, even when things aren't necessarily going the way that you want them to. Great reminder.
A way to remember that is difficult isn't bad. Difficult is just difficult.
Yeah.
But we put a negative connotation on difficult.
Totally.
And I just don't know why that has trickled into so many people's mentalities. It's like difficult is difficult. We don't have to put a negative connotation on difficult. That's the problem, is we put a negative connotation on difficult. It actually can have a positive connotation. Difficult is good. Difficult helps us. Difficult makes us better. And difficult can be extremely hard, but it doesn't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to be miserable. That's a choice. That's a perspective. That's a that's a you problem.
Yeah.
That's not the difficult's problem. That's your problem. You've chosen.
And I think exactly, dude. That's exactly what I wanted to point out there at the end, is you've chosen. If difficulties are popping up when you're going through growth, whatever it is, or you're trying to build something, you're trying to accomplish something new, remember that you picked to do that. You chose that. You chose to take that route and do those things. So be happy that these problems pop up, because you're on the track that you want to be on. If you're not on the track you don't want to be on, and these problems are popping up, then frustration. Of course you're going to be frustrated. Of course you're going to be mad. But remember that you chose that this is the direction you want to head, and those problems that pop up mean you're on the road that you chose.
That's the path to above average. That's the path to greatness, you know. But the path of to mediocrity and average looks the other way. And so, if it's just like, remind yourself, it's like, do I want, okay. Yes, I signed up for a big, that's what I want to be. Okay.
Exactly.
Then we're good. Then we're good. And I don't need to be miserable, and I don't need to put a negative connotation to difficult. In fact, if anything, I should celebrate that things are difficult.
Yeah.
And
you should
just experience it, be there, experience it, and find ways to cultivate happiness within that difficult. And those habits are the key to being able to do that.
I agree. Awesome. All right, let's move on here to episode from Wednesday, People Matter. Go ahead, Dal.
Honestly, like, you gave a great analogy in the Aloha Friday yesterday on Teams. And I just think that it's a crucial reminder for ourselves on a regular basis to reach out and just gut check ourselves of, are we grateful? Are we truly grateful for those that have helped build us up? I actually listened to a podcast the other day with Ed Milet, and Ed Milet was talking about how there's no self-made anybody. He basically said, he even went all the way to the root of the most prime example, in my opinion, which is Jesus Christ. And he said, Jesus Christ was not self-made. Jesus Christ had a team. He had the apostles. He had all these people. And he's just like, people want to lay claim and let their egos get inflated and think that they've built themselves. And it's like, nobody has built themselves. All the things I know, I've learned from somebody. I learned all these amazing things that have made me who I am from other people and experiences that I've had with other people and people who had done great work and shared that great work with me. Like, I did not invent these principles. I did not invent these strategies. I did not invent these perspectives. I work hard to instill them in my life, and they work. But like, dude, I am not self-made. I am made through countless hours of hard work from other people who have spent time with me, and I have chosen to spend my time with them, whether that's through books or actual physical action, day-to-day meeting, working hands-on with them. And so what good is that if you're not reaching out and telling them that you're grateful? Like, what good is that if you're not increasing your recognition that, like, dude, you are where you're at because of the help that other people have given you. And then that adds more fuel to the fire for you to want to go out and help other people and be that person for somebody else.
But also to do a good job in what you're giving, in what you're doing, because of the opportunities you've been given and these other people that have helped you get there. Right. No, dude, I love that. I loved how you just explained that, man. If I could share an experience, I hope that's okay.
Do it.
When I started working with Tyler, Ryan, and Todd, I've been working with Tyler kind of on and off for about 5 years. We were on the road for each other and with each other. And then we kind of fell off, and then we kind of started working together again. Anyway, ever since working with them, and you as well, I actually talk about this in that episode that I was just mentioning, is I wouldn't be where I am without namely those four gentlemen: Todd, Tyler, Ryan, and Dallas. I wouldn't be where I am today because, like, I live in Maui. I have this crazy, incredible, fantastic life, and I've grown a ton as a person. And there's not a chance that I would have been able to get here by myself. Not a chance. That's just really an experience that I want. And you talk about going back and saying thank you to these people and going back and talking to them and showing gratitude. I've had the opportunity to be able to do that face-to-face with these gentlemen recently at Peak Partnership, where I was able to talk to each one of them and tell them how grateful I am for them and the fire that lit in me to continue to do a good job for the company that I work for the company that we've created, and for the other people that are involved as well. This is enlightened, and it's just on fire now because of that gratitude and the gratitude that they show me in return. It makes me want to do a better job, but I know it also makes them want to do a better job as well. So just as an experience and as an example of how people do matter and showing that gratitude, it's going to not only benefit you in your life, but also the people that you're being grateful for.
I love that so much. And I think that there is nothing sexier in finding a partner in life or a business than gratitude, dude, than somebody who is grateful. You become a magnet for good things when you are grateful. And we show that gratitude as much or more we need to than we say it. And I think that is something to be reminded of. Is it's like, man, you told me we had an awesome moment. We had multiple awesome moments at Peak. We get multiple awesome moments all the time because we work together on a regular basis. And I can't tell listeners how many times you've told me you're grateful, but like, if Jackson never told me he was grateful, it wouldn't matter either way. I know Jackson's grateful, and he doesn't even need to tell me. because of the way he carries himself through his work and the way he communicates and the care that he brings to the table. And I think whether you're a member of MFM, our network, or other networks, and most people are members of all of those things right there, right? Like, or of a family, it doesn't matter. I don't care the team concept. If you want to become a magnet for better relationships, for more success, be grateful, show that gratitude. Don't just say it. And if you want more opportunity and you want to grow at a higher capacity, then again, through action, more so than word, just show how grateful you are. And you would be amazed at where that takes you in your business and in your life by just making it a point every day to show gratitude, not to share your gratitude with your words, but to literally show it, how grateful you are through your actions.
Man, such a good point. Such a good point. Thank you for pointing that out, Tal. Yeah, that's such a good point. Awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to share there from that episode, People Matter?
The only reminder there is, I think so many times we put so much focus on accomplishing our goal. And I think that I would table higher than even accomplishing your goal, or as equally important is making sure that you're reaching out to the people around you on that journey and letting them know and showing them how grateful you are. I mean, we can't put the accomplishment on this pedestal and forget that there's other things that are just as important in that process of accomplishing the goal. And people matter. In fact, dude, I've had some real serious experiences lately where people matter most. People matter most. Yeah. That's why we create goals. That is why you create a goal. That's why you start a company. That's why you have or make the choice to have a family. It's because people matter. That's it. Period. And the other stuff, honestly, is fluff. Like, it's important, but it's not as important as the people. It's the people. And I think when you root yourself and build a foundation around that, you can literally go out and do anything, because your why is so deep, because it revolves around people and making sure that people are taken care of, that they have answers to solutions, that they feel loved, that they feel valued, that they can create value in their own life. And like, if you can just build the foundation around that, you can literally go out and accomplish almost any freaking goal that you want.
Yeah. Love that. And I couldn't agree more. One thing that I might want to add in there is to, as you're showing gratitude for these people that are helping you with their goals, also help them with their goals. What are their goals? Dial that in and be a source of light and a source of, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, a resource to be able to help them accomplish their goals as well. Right. I just want to throw that in there. Awesome. Let's wrap up here. With Thursday, 3 principles to trust the process, on how to trust the process. This was awesome. Go ahead, Dal.
Yeah. It is what we talk about, like, honestly, almost 90% of the time here on the Growthcast, is how to navigate the process, how to identify things, how to increase self-awareness within the process of growth and accomplishment. And it's messy, it's like, that's why we talk about it so much. And that's why we've created this, because like navigating growth, navigating the process is a messy thing. It's not easy. It's something you have to continually check yourself on and learn about on a regular basis. That's why this is such a valuable tool for so many. The Growthcast provides an avenue to be able to increase your competency in that. There's a couple things that you have to kind of really bring into focus regularly, as you continue to grow. And these are 3 of a number of things. These are just 3, but the 3 that I broke down here is, as you evolve, right, your process will evolve. So what I meant here is, just because something works for you right now in the stage of the game that you're in does not mean that it's going to continue to work forever. And we've experienced that firsthand in the growing of a business. It's like in the early stages, something that works. As you increase in capacity and team members and become more dynamic and learn more things, like those things don't work or can't be sustained within that model. As you evolve, so does your process, right? On that same token, just because it didn't work in the past, that doesn't mean that it can't work for you now. And I think that's an important for people to remember. Just because you tried something in the past and it didn't work, doesn't mean that it's not going to work now. Right? You have to evolve. Or as you evolve as a person, your process has to evolve as well. And you have to, it's flexibility 101. I talked about this earlier on a phone call with you. We have to create room for flexibility. We have to be aware of our flexibility and adaptations and modifications. That's literally evolution. Like that's how it works. And then principle 2 is to recognize and commit to the fact that pain is a crucial part of the process. It doesn't mean that you have to be excited about it or that like you're literally like looking forward to pain, but you have to know that it's coming. It kind of comes back to that expected thing, right? Like heartbreak is going to be a part of the game. Pain, failure, like these things are going to be a part of the game forever. And, I said this earlier too, the easy way leads to mediocrity. So remember, it's not about avoiding the struggle that would lead to mediocrity. It's about developing a skill set or skill sets that allow you to thrive within the struggle. The struggle will still be there. It's just you are thriving within that struggle versus drowning in that struggle. And then the last one, you can control your focus and your effort. Those are 2 things that you can always control no matter what. You can get better and better and better at it. Right. And the one thing you can't always control, you can have an impact on, but you don't get to control this entirely is results. And that's a really hard pill for people to swallow. It's like you could get up every day and do everything right, and it still might not produce the perfect result or hit the expectation that you had for yourself. Right. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's like, you can't waste time worrying about that. You've got to continue attack with your focus and attack with your effort. And eventually those results will get better and better and better. Right. And you might even surpass some expectations that you have, and you might not, I don't know, but you can't waste time worrying about that. Right. You got to worry about, not worry. You need to focus on the things that actually have a direct impact on the increase, there with the result. So you can always give 110% effort. You can always give your best in terms of focus and get more and more disciplined with your focus. The one thing you can't control entirely, but can have an impact on, is the result. And it's reminding yourself about that, because you get so close to the fire and you want something so bad, but then the result doesn't come. And the more you focus on the negative side of that conversation of why the results aren't coming and getting frustrated and allowing yourself to get lost in all these traps, guess what gets diluted? Your effort and your focus. Yeah. And that will for sure deplete the results faster than what they were already, the rate in which they were already going. So,
yeah. No, dude, super powerful, these 3 principles. Dal, say them one more time for me. The first one was,
as you evolve, your process will evolve or needs to evolve.
Second one was,
recognize and commit to the fact that pain is always going to be a crucial part of the process, no matter what.
Of growth. Yep. Always. Number 3.
You can control your focus and your effort, but you cannot control how fast the results come.
Yeah. So, man, such good points there. Dallas, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that episode?
Oh, so much that I could add. In fact, maybe what I'll do next week, there's a few more things that I actually wanted to include on this one. And so be on the lookout. We'll drop those, either like Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll come out with 3 more. There were a few more things that I wanted to cover. So yeah, we'll reserve those for next week. Sweet. And then dive deeper next week. So
awesome. Sweet. I look forward to that. Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the Growthcast, these extended cut weekly reviews that Dallas and I jump on and do. We really enjoy doing them. We hope y'all enjoy listening to them. Again, if you haven't shared or rated or reviewed the podcast, please go ahead and do that. We thank you so much for listening. Seriously, we have so much love for everybody that supports the Growthcast and that is here listening day in and day out, whether it's Dallas's Daily Drips, the Aloha Friday episodes, or these extended cuts. We're extremely, extremely grateful for you. So have a great rest of your weekend, day and night, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to this. We appreciate you. We love you. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.